Hello everyone, happy Thursday. This is not going to be a long note day. I just wanted to take 5 or so minutes of your time to clarify something. So yesterday during second and third hour when I was helping them work on their gas law practice problems, I was noticing that several people had a misunderstanding about what R is, the variable R in the ideal gas law, as compared to this number 22.4 liters. So I want to take 5 minutes and just talk about those two values, and then you guys are going to correct your gas law problems. First, let's talk about R. Okay, so R is a physical constant that has been calculated that we use in the ideal gas law. And the ideal gas law, that doesn't look nice. The ideal gas law is PVNRT. Okay, PVNRT is PVNRT, okay, where P is your pressure, V is your volume, N is your quantity, R is that gas constant, and then T is your temperature. Okay. Anytime you do an ideal gas law problem in our chemistry class, each of your variables needs to be in specific units. Your pressure should be in atmospheres. Your volume should be in liters. I want you guys to have your quantity of gas in moles and your temperature in Kelvin. Okay. Now the reason for that all has to do with this gas law constant right there. Okay. Because our gas law constant has a value of 0.0821 atmosphere liters per moles Kelvin. Okay, so if you look at the unit on our gas law constant and the units that we use for our variables, they're the same. Okay, so the pressure unit in our gas law constant is atmospheres. We use atmospheres for our pressure variable in our equation. Liters is our volume unit. Moles is our quantity unit. Kelvin is our temperature unit. If you do not have your variables in those units, but you use this value for your gas constant, you will not get the correct answer. Okay. Now, if you look up gas law constant online, there are other values for the gas law constant. But if you are observant and you look at the unit on that gas law constant, the unit will be different. So you might even hear from other friends of yours in other chemistry classes how they're using other gas law constants. For the purposes of our class, I want you guys to just use this value as your gas law constant and always use these units for your other variables in your ideal gas law problems. Okay. If and when that changes, I will let you know. But for now, anytime you do an ideal gas law problem, I want you to use these units and this gas law constant. Okay. This gas law constant was calculated using the STP values for pressure, volume, and temperature. Okay, so now I want to talk about what STP is and what this number 22.4 liters is. Okay, so STP, we took notes on that way at the beginning of our unit. STP stands for standard temperature and pressure. And the standard temperature is 0 degrees Celsius or 273 degrees Kelvin. Standard pressure is 1 atm. Okay. When chemists tested the behavior of gases at standard temperature and pressure, what they found was if you had 1 mole of any ideal gas at 273 degrees Kelvin and 1 atm of pressure, no matter what gas it was, as long as it was at STP and you only had 1 mole of it, the gas took up a volume of 22.4 liters. Okay, so what 22.4 liters is the volume of 1 mole of any gas at 273 Kelvin and 1 atm of pressure, also known as STP. Okay, so that's what this value is. Now, why do you have to know that? You have to know that because if you were ever given an ideal gas law problem, and I told you that there's 1 mole of gas at STP conditions, if you knew that you only had 1 mole of gas and it was at STP conditions, you should know the volume of that gas as well. The volume would be 22.4 liters because any ideal gas at STP will have the same volume, which is 22.4 liters. Okay. Now, yesterday, I was seeing a lot of kids use this number here as their value for R. You cannot do that, okay? Because this number and our R value are totally different from one another. 22.4 liters is simply the volume of 1 mole of gas at STP, whereas our R value is a physical constant that we use in the ideal gas law. Okay, they are two different things. So you need to be sure that you understand what they are and you understand when and how to use both of them. Okay, if you do not understand that, you need to make sure you see me at some point tomorrow during class, during study hall, before school, after school, whenever you've got a free couple of minutes. Okay, we will have some time tomorrow in class to review as well. All right, so I wanted to make sure to clarify that. What you guys are going to do now, you're going to have a couple minutes quick to go through your gas law practice problems and fix this mistake if you made this mistake. So go through your gas law problems and look for the ideal gas law problems and make sure that you use the correct value for your gas law constant for R and that you also use the correct units in those ideal gas law problems. It shouldn't take you more than 5 or so minutes to check that. After you guys check those problems, there's only a couple of ideal gas law problems in that practice packet. Then you guys are going to correct your gas law practice problems with Mr. Bailey. And any time that you have left, you're going to work on the study guide for your test. The study guide is not due tomorrow. It's a huge study guide. I know that it's long, but we've talked about a lot. I want you guys to work on the study guide tonight as homework. Come tomorrow with questions, okay? The whole study guide is not due tomorrow, but I do want you to get some of it done so that if you have questions, we can talk about it when you get to class tomorrow. Your test is either going to be Monday or Tuesday of next week. I'm planning for Monday as long as today and tomorrow go off without a hitch. So let's plan for our phases of matter and gases test for Monday. So you're going to want to have that study guide pretty much done over the weekend so that you can come in Monday morning should you have any questions. Okay, I'm going to let you guys get to it, correct those couple problems, those ideal gas law problems, checking again for your constant and your units there. And then afterwards, you guys can correct those gas law problems with Mr. Bailey. I will see you all tomorrow. See ya.